The wonderful Julia Morris is joining us on the air. You know, she's had a book out. Well, now she's got the Audible version. You can now, if you're a lazy reader like me,
Yes.
and just like to be read to like mummy at night time, then you can, I think Julia would be a wonderful voice.
Oh, yeah.
reading
Can you
your own book.
imagine?
Yes, I can.
It's so relaxing to listen to me, I must say. But this is really, last year when we were on lockdown down here in Melbourne, Dan and I were like, what about celebrities who think they're amazing self-help gurus? We had such a good laugh about it and then agreed we should write a piss take self-help book.
Wow.
So we've just spent the last 12 months, the two of us, doing that, which I think now that I've kind of been talking about it, doing press for the book, I'm thinking, I think Dan's just put all of my bad qualities into a list and then I've expanded out on them, not realising that's all. But it's using the power of negativity to get what you need.
I love that.
Yeah. Now, agree and cancel, which is
Yes.
one of my all-time favourites. And it's called Julia Morris Makes It Easy because the easy system, which, well, as you guys will well know, was also my nickname in the 90s. But the easy system, the E is to lower all your expectations, give up all your hopes and dreams. You don't need them. They just make it too busy in your head.
Yes, yes.
The A is to armour yourself so you don't care what anyone else says or
Yes,
does
I
or get
love
ready
that.
for the fight.
That's good.
The S is for stop doing all the stuff you don't want to do.
Oh, I stopped doing that.
How do you do
years
that
ago.
without disappointing people?
You
though?
don't.
You have an excuse generator at your disposal, which you can make yourself. So you just know in your own head, not unlike a one-armed bandit, you're like, what excuse do I need? Oh, guys, I'm going to be in Adelaide that weekend.
That's
So
right. And that
sorry.
work, you can do that.
You can do that.
Yes, and then the Y is for yippee, for all the free time you're going to get when you stop doing all the stuff you don't want to do and you start having
Oh,
fun.
well, this
Jackie, this
sounds like
book's for
Kyle
you.
doesn't need to read it
No,
because
you
he
need
lives this and
You need
I
this.
need it.
Yeah,
Oh, this
totally.
book is 100% guaranteed to not work. And I think that's what I really love about it.
But you've been a comedian your whole life. Have you ever done a normal job, or did you just know as a little child you were the little smart mouth, you had all the one-liners? Did they know?
I
Did
was
your parents
definitely
know?
that. Oh, yeah, parents, I mean, God, my mother reckons she just saw big bags of school fees just with wings on them flying off into the ether. But
God bless mothers.
I know. But yes, I did have a job once, which was with the Gosford Police Department.
What were you doing there?
I was processing P4s. I mean, a lot of that's industry jargon, whatever. I'm going
What
to
does
fill you
that
in
mean?
now.
I
It's
didn't
an
even know.
accident investigation report.
Did you have a badge, or were you a civilian?
Oh,
working
my
there?
God, I would have tried to nick a badge. Don't
Oh,
worry.
I love badges.
I was actually working side by side with the next department was the drug squad, who then about 12 months later just went down in a blaze of glory. Whoopsie, somebody was naughty or, I don't know, collected
did
some
they?
money or something. Yes, it was very exciting. I used to go in and visit those boys.
Did you get to use the drugs at the police station on
No,
a Friday
but
night drinks or anything?
How good would it have been?
Would have been great.
I mean, you could knit one, pearl one at a moment's notice, knowing that you were safe as you like.
So, Julia, how was it this year filming I'm a Celeb in Australia as opposed to in South Africa?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, South Africa just has this romanticism that's absolutely incredible. But after particularly Melburnians, after the 33 weeks that we spent locked in our houses, I would have been happy to film the show at Froggy's roller rink on Main Street in Gosford. Do you know what I mean? Like, so to go to up near Kingscliff was a proper dream come true.
Oh,
It
is
was
that where
really
you were?
gorgeous.
Just in
Yeah.
the hinterland?
Just
off.
in the near Murwillumbah.
But do you think
Right.
there's a need to go back to South Africa since it rated so well and really you guys pre-recorded it, made life so much easier for yourself
Definitely.
and stayed in
but
Australia?
There was no chance of romance with Dr. Chris Brown when you're in the same
yeah.
country.
Well,
you know
I
the
mean,
rules,
God,
Yeah.
Julia.
No, that's right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
You certainly don't make a toiletry facility in your own private home, I think is a discussion. No, it was unreal, but we really miss South Africa. The last 6 years, you know, we feel like we've got family in South Africa with all of our crew. Well, you know what it's like when you're doing television shows. You work alongside people for like
Yeah.
15-hour days.
Yeah, I adopted one as well, but the years
Yeah.
ago, I'm still paying. Oh, this guy must be like 45 years old now.
Does he wear a sponsor shirt with your name? Or?
I get a letter every now and then, but I haven't had one of those for about 12 years, so I think the guy's still...
I don't think you're paying is probably what's happening.
No, I'm paying.
I don't think so, because when your credit card renews, you have to keep, or you cancel a credit card.
I've done that. Look, I've tried to stop paying the Smith family thing that I do for the last 25 years as
You
well.
can stop. They don't-
No, but they said they make it really hard to stop.
Do they?
Yeah.
Why?
And then and I said, well, how much am I paying? They went, only $250. And I was like, oh, well,
$250
that's
what?
a month or something. That's fine.
And
Whatever.
you can't get out of it if you want to.
Well, I was cutting expenses like a year ago, going, I'm not paying that. Wow, how many pandas do I have to save? How many African children
You
do I
do
have to
have that little sweep through, don't you? The thing is, can you imagine the joy? Look, I think about, and I don't want to sound like a knuckle, but if the $250, what would I do? Okay, well, maybe I'd do that, or I might do
Yes.
something in the home or whatever. But the $250 on the streets, as you well know,
It's big money.
oh my
big.
God, Father! So good on you for doing that.
Yep.
It's really amazing.
When I realise it's not that much. But
yeah,
then,
whatever. I just love virtue signalling. I'm just amazing, guys.
Can I ask you, Julia, with just one more question about I'm a Celeb.
Yeah.
Do you ever agree with a celebrity that you won't do a certain thing to get them on the show? So if they're super terrified of something, but they're a good name, will you agree to, okay, we promise you'll never have to do a spider challenge or a cockroach challenge?
I think that there is something like that in place.
Yep.
I'm not sure of the individual deals that everyone does, because obviously their agents do those deals with the network. And it's not that there's deals, it's that, for example,
Yeah.
some people need to smoke a cigarette.
Yes, that's why I
Warnie.
wanted to
Yeah,
ask
right.
that, right?
So people get so cross, they're like, how dare Warnie be allowed to smoke a cigarette? I mean, this is back a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember. They were crazy over it.
But sometimes they're deal breakers. So is it worth not letting him step off? I mean, there is no stepping off. Let me be perfectly
Yeah,
clear. There's
they
no
just don't
extra
film
food.
it.
There's
No.
no extra whatever.
No.
But there is also an off-camera part, and if someone has the sort of addiction where they need, I mean, addictions, I don't even know if that's the right word either.
Would you
but
be allowed anyone to do cocaine if they had an addiction there?
I mean, it's an access situation. How do you get it delivered? How do you get it out to your various parties? And,
Yes, who
and
knows?
as if there'd be any left for the celebrities.
The crew get to go through it first, like
I
jailhouse
mean,
people.
we'd be mad for it. Can you imagine? I mean, don't ever give it to me, by the way. I'll be like an exploded ghost.
Oh,
It's
you're-
really not my thing.
Imagine you and Chris Brown doing the show on coke. I'd love
Chris-
to see it.
I'd imagine Dr. Chris would be one of those guys that just doesn't shut up but never takes his clothes off.
Do you know what,
that?
though? He's a substantial unit, as you know.
Yeah.
He's a very tall chap. So, how much is that going to take to even get a slight rise in the heartbeat? Dear Lord, back up the truck.
Now, doing this Audible book, it's a big thing these days. Everyone's doing it. How long does it take for you to record the whole thing?
Well, it took a year to write the book, and then to record, I think it took about 2 weeks to get it right, because unlike a lot of authors who will read their books, when you're getting a stand-up comedian, you're getting a full performance like it's a stage performance.
Yes.
So
Are you
there's
putting
lots
on
of
voices
nuances.
and
Oh
everything
my
like that?
God, the worst voices ever I've put on. I've given Dan the most disparaging accent. So every time I say Dan says something, it goes like, "Oh baby, you know what we should do? We should move the couch out in the backyard. What are you thinking of that?" He's like, I don't sound anything like that.
But I think that's where you're great. Being a comedian and a
Oh, you're
presenter
funny.
your whole life, where your strength is like you captivate people when you speak. You're a great storyteller.
Yeah.
This is your art, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, exactly. I mean, time-trodden area for me, but I really loved not being a set up, punchline,
Yeah.
set up.
Yeah.
It's just funny stuff, funny observations, such like trying to encourage people to build their blind self-confidence.
What's that mean?
What's that?
Blind self-confidence is where you do think that no one else is as good as you.
This is Kyle.
I got a
Nothing
bit
will
of that
sway
already.
you.
I got a bit of that
Nothing will-
naturally.
I tell you both are going to love it. It is literally life advice for the average Joe and Joanne by a deluded celebrity who thinks they're reaching
Fantastic.
out to the people. It's a character piece.
How do you hear this thing, this Audible? Like I've seen
Yeah.
the ads and everything for it.
So you can be a member of Audible. Like you can have a subscription, then you listen to everything that they put out that you actually just get as part of your subscription.
Right.
Yep.
And then you download that. But if you're not an Audible member, it's fine. You can, like you're buying a book,
Yeah.
you can download it, and then you can just listen to it on your phone while you're on your way to work, while you're want to chill out in the backyard.
Right.
And
So you could be just sitting out in the backyard on a towel in your bikini in the middle of summer in the western
Yes.
suburbs, laughing your
yes,
head off.
I mean, my bikini days are gone, sure, but
Mine
yes,
too.
others could. But, oh, no, that's exactly what would happen. In fact, your neighbours would be very concerned because you're going to get that barky laugh that comes out from under your stomach and
Oh,
does
yeah.
the hoik throat.
And that next door be like, oh, that old Wendy next door, she's on it
crazy.
again.
Yeah,
or you
love-
can do what I did when I was a kid, which was turn up my the Beatles record that my mum had on a suitcase record player, and so that the neighbours would think that the Beatles were rehearsing at my house.
Oh, what a deluded child. So you've been
You
deluded
are
from
deluded.
birth.
Yes!
It's been a whole life for you.
I feel like you don't even know me after all these years.
I know
Like,
you will.
When was I ever not deluded?
If you want to go and add this, it's called Julia Morris Makes It Easy, available on Audible. You can buy the real book as well, or is it just an Audible?
The real book's coming out later in the year, but
great.
for Audible for now, we thought the adventure would certainly be
I love
to
that.
be able to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, this sounds great, Julia. I'm definitely going to have a listen to that. And you look gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, look, I've had 17 makeup artists working on me since 2 a.m. So, it's a tired old bird to bring back to life these days. Don't worry.
Oh, you're hilarious. Thanks, Julia. Julia Morris there.
Love you,
Thanks,
both.
darling. Now stand by.